sleepless, you're sleeping on you. You look baddest in your crew, now you look baddest. I don't see how you fit that ass up.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Oh my god, this is so nervous. I'm so nervous, y'all. But anyways, I'm gonna be recording a YouTube video for y'all today, and basically I'm gonna be telling y'all about how I found out about my pregnancy. And then at the end of the story time, I'm going to answer some of the questions that some of y'all had left me on my Instagram that I had posted this little question and answer thing, so y'all can ask questions and I can answer them, because I know a lot of y'all got questions. Hell, I got questions myself. But anyways, yeah, so I guess it's about to get straight into the story time. The story time in December. So all this happened December 2025, and I found out about my pregnancy December 15th to be exact. So I found out about my pregnancy December 15th, but I'm gonna go back in time a little bit. So around, I said, the first week of December, I was still cheering, of course. I didn't know I was pregnant or anything. I was cheering the first week of December, and it was actually basketball season, so we had just transferred to basketball season. And the whole time frame of the span of that, I was still tumbling. I was still stunting. Like, I was still, you know, living my normal life, not thinking nothing about a pregnancy or nothing. Because generally speaking, I never thought I could get pregnant, y'all. Or, like, pregnancy never came across my mind because it wasn't something I was worried about. Like, yeah, I know, like, I knew, like, people get, I know what happens when you have unprotected sex, okay? Yes, I know that. But I genuinely didn't think that would happen to me. I just did it, y'all. I don't know why I thought that. I just never thought that. Okay, cool. So I ended up quitting cheer first game. It was a lot that happened. I realized cheer was just very toxic, and it wasn't something I wanted to do no more, y'all. So it was just, you know, well, it was something I wanted to do, but the cheer, I didn't want to do that team no more. I really couldn't do it. And I was really sad. I was captain and everything. So it was just like the whole month of December was just like a roller coaster. Okay, cool. So fast forward a little bit. My chest was like, my chest was hurting. When I say my chest, I'm talking about like my boobs was hurting, not like my actual like heart or nothing. So my chest was hurting, right? But I'm thinking it's from cheer, because I'm thinking I was stressed out from cheer because I had just quit cheer. I was cheer captain. And I really genuinely didn't want to leave cheer because it's something that I had love for the sport, but the team, it was just not for me no more. So I genuinely thought, okay, maybe my chest is hurting from that, like all of the stress, you know, it's messed up your hormones in your body and everything like that, right? Okay. So I thought that's genuinely what it was. So fast forward to December 15th, I was on FaceTime with my homegirl. So I'm on FaceTime with her. And as we on FaceTime, you know, I'm telling her, I'm like, bro, like, it hurts so bad. Like, and I'm telling her, I'm explaining to her, like, what's hurting. And I'm saying, like, my chest hurt, like, it really hurt. I'm like, on a scale of 1 through 10, it's a 10. Like, I ain't never felt this before. And I'm like, is it really, damn, am I really that stressed out? And she was just like, girl, what? She was like, that's a pregnancy symptom. So I'm like, your chest hurting is pregnancy symptom. I'm thinking, like, your boobs might be growing or anything. I would have thought that before I would have thought pregnancy. Like, that was just too fast. So she told me that, and I was just like, girl, no, can't be. So she said that, and I'm like, instantly, I'm like, girl, stop playing. So cool. I ended up being that same day. Ended up being with my baby father that same day. So that whole day I was with him, like the whole night I was with him, I couldn't sleep. Like, I swear to God, I could not sleep, because all I can think about is what she kept telling me. Like, you get replaying in my head, replaying in my head. So when I had got home the next morning, he had brought me home the next morning. And when I got home, I was like, oh my God. It's starting to, like, I'm starting to think, like, damn, when did my cycle come? So I'm like, okay. So I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I use the Flow app, right? So anybody who uses the Flow app, they know Flow is either gonna be helpful or it's not gonna be helpful at all. And it's a sometimey app. Like, it works when it feel like it. So on the Flow app, it said that my cycle it said that it wasn't supposed to start for 2 days. But if you know flow, you knows that anytime the original day is supposed to come and it don't come that day, it will just keep pushing it out. Like, you're like, oh, okay, maybe it'll come tomorrow. Like, it's gonna start tomorrow, or it's gonna start this day. Like, it just keep pushing it back and back, if it makes sense. So that happened. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. It was like in my background. So back to what I was saying. So I didn't say that to my best friend at the time about it, because it was just like, okay, for one, I already didn't believe in myself, and it was just like I didn't want it to be real, and I just didn't want to tell nobody. And I'm the type of person, like, I keep all my business to myself. Like, I literally hid my pregnancy from everybody for 7 months. Like, I did not want nobody, like, I did not want nobody to know none of my business. I don't want people in my business, so I didn't say nothing or whatever. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take a test. So I took a test to originally clear my conscience. I didn't take the test because I'm like, okay, yeah, my period is my cycle was late. Like, no, I took the test because I really needed to clear my conscience. And remember, I was telling you about the Flow app. The Flow app, it pushes the date back. So it didn't say, oh, your period's late, take a test. Like, it didn't say none of that. So I was like, okay, So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna give me a bubble bath, and I'm gonna give me a bubble bath, but I'm gonna take the test before I get in the bubble bath, right? Okay, y'all, my camera, it cut off because it sounded like some of the heat or something. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So I said I was going to get in a bubble bath, right? So, okay, I get my bath, got a test. Okay, cool. So in the test, it came with 2. So I took the first test. I'm going to show the picture, y'all, because I took a picture, y'all. It was so unrealistic. So I took the first test, and then I flipped it over, right? But when I flipped it over, like, I flipped it over onto the floor, because I had gotten my bubble bath after. Like, after I took the test, I got in my bubble bath, and I was praying, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I was praying. I heard nothing but saxophones. I was telling the Lord, I was literally like, please, like, Lord, don't do this to me. Like, I promise I would never do it again. Like, I would never do this again. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, please get me through this. So, I was praying, I'm praying. I goes to pick up the test. Oh my goodness. So I goes to pick up the test, y'all. When I goes to pick up the test, all I seen was red lines. I just seen the red line, and I literally, y'all, I just bust out into tears. Like, I'm crying. Like, I'm like, no, like, this can't be real. I swear, I'm like, no, this can't be real. Like, this cannot be real. Like, no. So I'm like, no, the test broken. So I launched the test. I'm not gonna lie, I launched the test across the bathroom, because I was like, my feelings was just hurt. Like, I was just crying. I was so emotional. Like, it was just so sad. And I'm just like, my mama. Like, all I think about is my mom. Like, I didn't really care about how nobody else thought. All I can think about is my mom. Like, damn, I really disappointed my mom. Like, I really disappointed my mom. Like, and that's all I can think about, is because, like, I really genuinely wanted to beat the little statistics that people have against, like, teenage moms, because my mom was a teen mom too. So it was just like, well, she was much younger than me, but it was just like, damn, like, I really did, like, I wanted to be different. Like, I didn't want my mama to have to hear what people was saying was, like, true. Like, oh, your baby's gonna grow up and have babies having babies. Like, I didn't want people to put my mama in that category. I didn't want to do nothing. And all I wanted to do was walk the stage, I'm pregnant, like, so my mama could just feel like she accomplished something, because she's a hell of a good mama. So that's really, like, when I was crying, that's all I can really think of. Like, but anyways, that's all I can think of. So I was crying. Okay, cool. So I'm like, damn, like, oh my God, like, I have to tell him. So I'm like, okay, like, I don't know who else to tell. Like, I don't want to tell him. I'm like, mom's the last person I want to tell, because it's like, I feel like a disappointment. Like, I feel like I just ruined my life. So I told my baby's father first. So I text him first, and text him. As soon as y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I think I was still in the bubble bath when I texted him. Like, I was crying. Like, it was just bad. Like, I was in the bubble bath. I was in the bubble bath. I texted him and was like, we got to talk. But he had this, like, I don't know what they call it, but it's like this little football jamboree. I don't know. All these different mixed teams at the end of the season. So, and I heard, like, scouts and stuff be there, and I didn't want to be the reason that nobody, like, don't get an offer or nothing like that. And like, a situation that big, like, a situation like that, like pregnancy, baby, and we're young, we still in school, like, we still have months of school to go. It's like, oh, hell no. Like, you know, that can mess with somebody's mental. So I didn't want to make him have no mental block during his game. So I told him after his game, like, we need to talk. Like, we need to talk. So he was like, basically, he was like, what is it? Just tell me now. I'm like, nah. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you after the game. So he was like, no, just tell me right now, tell me right now. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't hold it in. I could not hold the secret, y'all. I was crying, I was emotional. So I just said it, y'all. I said I took a test, right? He a little slow. So he was like, what type of test? I don't know what the test he thought I was talking about, but I told him. So when I told him, he was like, let me see. So I showed him, right? So when I showed him, I was like, I think we both felt like it was like the test was broke. Like something broke. I don't know, y'all. Like I was just shocked. Like I was just shocked. And I was just like, damn, like my life is really over. Like I was just crying and crying. So when we got on the phone, he called me. That's what it was. He called me. I showed it to him or whatever. And he was like, are you crying? Yes. I was crying. I'm not going, he was so calm. Me? No. Me not calm. So, me, no. I don't know. But some people it's different. But me, I was not calm. I'm like, all right. So, at this time, y'all, I had got out the shower. Like, I was already out the shower at this point. And my best friend, I want to go get her. Like, I had to tell y'all. I'm telling y'all, I was so scared. I had to tell somebody. So, only people who knew at that time was my baby's father and my best friend. So, she came in the bed. I told her to come in the bathroom. So, she came in the bathroom, and I show it to her. And I'm crying. Y'all, I'm shaking. Like, y'all just had to be a fly on the wall. Like, I was literally shaking. Like, I was shaking and I was crying, and she's just like, she's looking at the test, she's looking at me, she's looking at the test, she's looking at me. I'm like, I don't know, like, I don't know, like, I don't know, gang, I don't know what happened, I don't know. So she's like, oh my god, and she's like, you okay, like, you're gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay, like, you know, she was just being there for me and everything. And she was like, take the other one. So I'm like, all right, cool. He's on FaceTime and he's like, take the other one. So all right, she goes out of the bathroom, takes the other one, right, y'all? So if you know the digital test, because that's the second one I took a digital test. I'm gonna show it on the screen. I took the digital test. Now the digital test, it's like you gotta read. It takes like about a good 2 to 3 minutes to read, right? So when I took it, you know, I'm on the phone. He's on the phone. I don't remember if he was even talking. I don't know what he was saying, but I know I didn't hear nothing he was saying. I wasn't hearing nothing. Like I wasn't hearing nothing she was saying. I wasn't hearing nothing he was saying. Like, all I can think about is God and my mama. Like, I'm just praying to him and praying to God that everything just works out, and that the first test was just an error, broken test. So that actually ended up not being the case, y'all. Of course, it said pregnant. Y'all, when I tell y'all I hung up on him, I went in my room and I just cried and cried and cried. And I'm like, oh my God, like I have to tell somebody. Like I have to tell my mama. So I have to tell my mama. Like, y'all, okay, I have to tell my mama. Like, okay, y'all, I had moved y'all because where I originally had y'all sitting at, it had overheated. But anyways, so I said it to my mama and to my sister. So I went to my sister. When I told my sister, I don't know how I said it, but it just came out. So I told her, we was crying. My best friend was crying. My sister basically just told me, it's okay. It's like, you know, it's going to be okay. Everybody was mainly around me telling me that it's just going to be okay. It's not the end of the world. So after all of that happened, I ended up, what did I do after that? Oh, we ended up sitting, I'm telling y'all, it was like a good 5 minutes. And in the process of us talking, like 5 minutes in, my mama walks into the room. Y'all. Mama walks in, she see I'm crying, she see my sister crying, she see my best friends crying. So she's like, what is going on in her? So I immediately started crying even harder. Like I'm shocked. I am stunned. Like mama just walked me. Like, so now I have to tell her. So now it's like I can't even wait a day or two. Like no, I have to tell her. So I'm just looking at her. I had nothing to say. I couldn't say nothing. Like I couldn't make no words out. I didn't say anything. I'm looking at her. I'm looking at everybody in the room. I'm just looking around the room. I'm crying, looking around the room. So my mama, she's asking like, what you and my baby's father? She's like, what y'all got into an argument? I'm like, no, we ain't getting into no argument. So she's like, so what's wrong? Like, what's wrong? So she was looking at them. So like, so anybody gonna tell me what's going on? My mama likes to joke a lot, y'all. Like she's a jokester. So out of nowhere, mama was like, what, you pregnant? Y'all, when I tell y'all, my eyes lit up like a light bulb, and I really started crying. And so her mouth just dropped open. Like, her mouth dropped open. And she was just like, and he's like, stop playing. So I'm like, Mama, I ain't playing. Like, I ain't playing. So she was like, girl, she's like, so where the test at? Because remember, I told you I went to my sister's room, but I didn't take the test with me. So, I'm crying. I can't talk. Like, I can't even talk. So I'm just looking around the room, still crying. And my best friend, she was like, she did take the test. Like, so she told Mom, like, she took the test. She took 2 of them. So Mama was like, where they at? So my best friend was like, I'm gonna show you the test, but before I show you the test, don't be mad at her. Like, don't be mad at her. So Mom was like, girl, show me the test. So my Mama sees the test. She sees the magic. When she see the test, she walked out of the room because my best friend went to go get the test out of my room, and Mama followed behind her. So I can hear my Mama, and she's like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, that's all she kept hearing. That's all I kept hearing. So I'm like, shit. So my Mama come back in the room. She's sitting next down to me on the bed, and she's just telling me, she was like, do he know? I was like, yeah. So she was like, what did he say? And I'm like, we both just shocked. Like, me and him both was just shocked. Like, it's not like we don't know what to say. Like, I don't know. And she was like, so what are you gonna do? And I was like, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, Mom, I'm getting an abortion. Like, I ain't gonna, that's what I said. Like, I really did, y'all. Because I'm at the beginning, I definitely was getting an abortion because in my head, it only made sense to get an abortion because, 1, I'm young. 2, everybody around me was just like, everybody around me, I feel like, would judge me. I don't know why I felt that way, but I just felt that they would judge me. They would talk bad about me and make me feel bad about myself. So that was how I originally felt. But of course, that's not what I'm doing no more. Like, after I went to my ultrasound appointment or whatever, and I heard her little heartbeat and all, seen that little itty bitty dot on the screen, I was like, I can't do that, y'all. I'm not doing that. Like, I don't care what nobody think about me no more. A little bit. But anyways, yeah, so Mama was just telling me, like, you know, like, now you got real life choices now. Like, you know, like, you got to figure out what you're going to do and make sure whatever you choose to do is because you want to do it. So I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, you know, I know. And she was just telling me, like, you're going to get through it. You're going to get through it. I'm just like, yeah, I don't feel like it. Like, I feel like somebody is literally killing me. Like, and I just feel like I disappointed her. And I told her, like, I feel like I disappointed you and everything. She's like, I didn't disappoint her. Like, you know, I'm still going to graduate. She was just basically giving me, like, any motivational speech, telling me that everything's still the same. And everything like that. After she said all that to me, it did make me feel a lot better because it was like, okay, Mama's like, she's not mad at me. She's disappointed, yes, of course. But, like, she's not overly angry. She's not yelling at me and everything like that. Which I feel like that really played a big part on my mental because literally, y'all, all I kept thinking was Mom was going to yell at me. Like, I really thought Mom was just going to yell. Like, I don't know why. I just thought she was. But she was really understanding. And yeah, that's pretty much how I really found out about my whole pregnancy. So yeah, so now I'm going to do the Q&A portion of the video. Okay, so first question is, how did your mom react to your pregnancy? I already told y'all, I just told y'all how she reacted. She wasn't mad or nothing. She was more so disappointed, but she was more so just like, you know, like, we're going to get through this. Like, whatever you decide to do, I'm going to be there every step of the way. And that's basically how she reacted, not going to lie. Second question says, how do you feel about being a teen mom? To be honest, how I feel about a teen mom is just, I don't know. I don't really know how to feel. Like, I wish I wasn't a teen mom. I really do wish that I would have waited. But things happen. What advice to another pregnant teen mom? Make sure that whatever you're doing, you're making, like, whatever decision you make is because of you and not how you feel like somebody else will look at you or because that's what somebody else wants you to do. Make sure you thinking about you and what's best for you and your body. How do you feel mentally, and is your baby father going to be involved? How do I feel mentally? I feel okay now that everybody knows about it, but when I was hiding it and I was going to school and everything like that, like, I literally was not okay, y'all. Like, I was not okay. I had to keep hiding it. had to go to events. I had events to go to that I was still having it at. So my mental was really just all over the place. And then my pregnancy got leaked. Like, so that's a whole nother story. Like, that's a whole nother story time. But my pregnancy got leaked, and everybody was like, different people was texting me and trying to be funny. Like, it was just not it, y'all. Like, my mental was all over the place. But it's way better now. Like, I'm happy. I'm around a bunch of, like, now that everybody know, a lot of people has been more supportive. My support system grew even larger than what I thought it would. So I'm doing good. Have you had any pregnancy cravings so far, and if so, what are they? I don't really have pregnancy cravings, honestly. I'm really a picky eater, but like the only thing that I said I ate that was like weird and it's not like me is banana pudding. I don't know why banana pudding makes sound so good when I hate bananas, but I've been turning that banana pudding up. So I think that's really the word, and then true fruit. But who don't like true fruit? Like, yeah. So okay, y'all, so I'm currently editing the video right now, and I just realized that I didn't answer the second part of the question. But to answer your question, yes, my baby father is gonna be involved, and yeah, but I ain't like that question went over my head. But a few questions left. The next question is, did your friends treat you differently after finding out? And my answer to that is no, not necessarily. Like, all of my friends was really supportive. None of them really said anything mean to me about it. Like, nobody was really saying anything. I did, and like the people that I feel like was being shady towards me that I was cool with, I just blocked, and I just did that because it was like, it's no point in arguing. Like, everybody's entitled to feel how they want to feel. It's either you're gonna be there, or you're not. So that's basically my answer to that. What was the hardest part about being pregnant as a teenager? The hardest part is still having to wake up and go to school every day, especially when you don't want people in your business. That's the hardest part. I was trying to keep it from people, so that's really the hardest part. But like, outside of school, outside of all of that, the hardest part about being a pregnant teen mom is that you have to be prepared for people to not be like, they're not okay with it. Like, a lot of people that's not normalizing it, and I'm not saying normalize it, but I'm saying at least the least you can do is not say anything at all. Like, you never know the battles that somebody's already going through. You don't know what they thinking or how their mental health is, or what their hormones is making them feel. So you putting stress on top of stress it's not helping. Like, so I think that's something about this being hard, is having so many opinions come out about you, having so many different assumptions said about you. Like, I done heard stuff about myself that I was like, what? That, like, be so for real. But yeah, that's that. How did being pregnant affect school and your future plans? To be honest, y'all, my attendance is terrible. My attendance was so terrible, but that's really, like, the work still got done. I still passed all my classes with AB honor roll. So that's the only thing that really affected me school wise was my attendance. My attendance was really bad. But my future plans, nothing, honestly. Like, I'm still going to college, y'all. I dropped a few weeks before my first day of college, so I'm good on that part, honestly. My future plans is still the same. How do you handle negative comments? Like I told y'all, I just block people. Like, I'm not arguing with nobody, especially if I know I don't have to. Like, what are we arguing about? So just block them, really. And then sometimes people really do be playing. You just gotta say something. Like, you just feel the need to say something. But for real, I'm just blocking people. That's all. What would you say to girls who think being a teen mom ruined their lives? I don't really know I wouldn't know what to, like, really say, but speaking from my experience, at least when I really did genuinely say that I thought it was gonna ruin my life, it ended up not ruining my life, y'all. Being pregnant is really scary. I will admit that. It's really scary. It's a lot of different changes that come with it, but it do not ruin your life. It really does not. If anything, for some people it makes them feel like, they have motivation. Like now you are motivated to actually like, okay, Neil, okay, cool, I know I gotta go do this. Like I know I got that because I have something to actually live for. Like I gotta, you know, if it makes sense in a way. But it don't ruin your life at all, I promise you. As long as if you have the right support system, you are good. And even if you don't have the best support system or the biggest support system, as long as you got you and your baby, you are perfectly fine. There's so many different programs out here that was willing to help. Like it's so much different resources that is in place so that you don't ruin your life. That's pretty much it for real. Oh well, what advice would you give to another girl who just found out she's pregnant? My advice basically would be just make sure that you're choosing your choice for you. You're not doing it based off somebody else or somebody else's opinion. That's the biggest thing. Like that's the biggest advice I have. What's something nobody warned you about motherhood? Y'all, nobody told me nothing about the pregnancy growing, like the growing pains. That your first trimester, when your organs and stuff is moving, all that stuff hurts so bad. The throwing up sicknesses always hurt. That I never had morning sickness, so it's always been night sickness for me. But that growing pain, I cried, y'all. I cried through it. Like it was bad. I wake up in the middle of the night crying. Like it hurt. That hurt bad. And I'm so tiny, so it was just like that junk hurt bad. Now I'm gonna do the last question. Last question is, do you regret keeping the baby or was you always sure? I won't lie to y'all. No, I was not always sure about my decision. The beginning, like I told y'all when I first found out, I asked mom that I was thinking about getting an abortion because of how everybody else would look at me, how everybody would judge me. But yeah, I'm happy with the decision I made. I'm glad I kept my baby. I feel like I wouldn't say it changed me as a person because I feel like I'm still the same person. I'm just somebody's mommy now. Like that's really it. And I have a mini bestie. So that's pretty much how I feel about that whole situation. But that wraps up this video, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And if you want to see any other content videos or got any other ideas, you can always reach out to me on Instagram. And yeah, that's it, y'all.